Well then, everyone, yet another live reaction type of thing without cuts. I didn't intend to do this right now, but there is this video now that has been going all over the internet now. But I'm going to do a live reaction. I haven't seen this one, and I will actually respond live. Let us see. Is this sound too high? Sounds like I could use this music. Disturbing, okay. Anyways.
There is nothing more powerful than a shocking image to get someone's attention, to shake them down to their subconscious core in order to imprint a new ideology of escape from that negativity.
Okay, so we start off by what I seem like they're doing here is to tell vegans like, oh, you're sharing this very spiritual view to people or something like that. Yeah.
This is the basis of trauma mind control. Sound like a conspiracy? I can assure you, it isn't. Thousands of people, including myself, have bought into subjugating ideologies.
Oh no, she's one of those ex-vegans. No.
For the promised escape from intentionally implanted feelings of pain, guilt, or shame for something that we should not feel these ways about.
Yeah, that's absolutely normal.
Something that we all very much depended on for our own survival and existence.
Appeal to nature.
From the time we called ourselves human. Yes, I am talking about eating animal products. How could something so necessary for the survival of every ancient tribal culture in the world become such an abhorrent crime against nature?
I don't know, like slavery used to be a part of every single human tribe, so I guess that's justified now. No, it's just an appeal to culture fallacy. Appeal
It's
to tradition,
simple.
sorry.
Trauma-based mind control.
Okay, so that's mind control to show people the truth and then they react emotionally to it.
Disassociating ourselves from the survival practices of our ancestors.
Appeal to culture fallacy. Sorry, appeal to tradition fallacy, sorry.
Is the common goal here. Whoever is doing this wants you to disagree with everything your genetics know to be true.
What the heck? Yeah, when I see a deer, I just feel like running up and stabbing them to death. No, I don't.
This backwards belief system not only distances you from your family and friends,
Well, that is a real issue, actually, so glad she brings that up.
but it breaks you away from your true history as a human being.
History as a human being, yeah, it brings me away from slavery, from segregation. Yeah, these things are, yeah.
So you take on a new alternative identity
Sorry.
for this transhumanistic tribe. One that can rely on the creations of man to survive without the need for natural sustenance.
This is... Sorry.
Creations such as synthetic supplements,
Oh, wow, supplements, yeah, oh, wow.
lab-grown meats, genetically modified foods, and the like.
Oh, so there isn't genetically modified animal products.
The tribe starves on these false foods while chanting the mantra.
False foods, you mean like fruits, vegetables, legumes? By the way, I live in Norway and GMOs are even banned here.
We shall be rewarded by our commitment to avoid intentional harm to certain living creatures. We will feel less pain because we do not intentionally inflict pain. Direct pain and suffering rots our insides, while unintentional or indirect pain does not.
Any proof of that?
This is a very convincing lie, considering all of the mainstream information that has been slowly changing ever since I was a child.
Well, this actually changed now newly because people were actually allowed to share, do their work without any input from the dairy company and such. So that is why there's so few animal products on this Canadian plate now.
In regards to animal and plant nutrient consumption and how these correlate to our health.
Yeah, and you should have mostly vegetables in your diet. So that food pyramid is actually quite good.
But when the so-called cruelty-free lifestyle and diet fails,
How come it fails?
the person is blamed.
Which person are you talking? Oh. Yeah, of course. Like, if a vegan diet doesn't work, there are two things that can be the case. One, they didn't do it properly. Second, they could have some underlying disease that didn't trigger until they changed their diet or so on, and then you just need some other type of treatment.
Not the lifestyle itself,
No, it isn't.
as this is the way of the cult. You are now an outcast among all groups, since you have ostracized yourself from the former and the latter. The disassociation is so great that you do not remember who you were and how your ancestors survived.
Appeal to tradition.
You blame yourself, your genetics, your very own existence.
Appeal to nature.
It's easy to see how this could lead some to suicide.
Well, that is actually a part that I want to focus on more than the other things, because it is hard to be vegan in a society where people are constantly denying the truth about this Holocaust that is going on.
Self-hate. After all, you may think, if you have to cause suffering to survive, you may be too inferior and primitive to be a part of the future.
True.
Stop. I am here to say, stop the guilt, the trauma, the mind control. Because all living beings cause harm to something else.
Appeal to nature fallacy.
In order to live. And they do it out of need.
Yeah, and humans do it out of greed.
Not out of intentional sadistic pleasure.
A lot of people actually do that. I'm not going to put everyone under the same category here.
This is how our ancestors viewed food.
Appeal to tradition fallacy.
Eating to live, not living to eat. Just over 70 years ago, more than half of all Americans were farmers or homesteaders.
Yeah.
Now it is less than 10%. We have become so disconnected from our source of life that it is almost inevitable that we will fall into the mindset of avoiding all animal products when we are told all the good reasons one can think of to do so, when in reality it is just the opposite. Plant farming desertifies the land.
Oh no, shut up right there. Because this type of thing that she's talking about here is wait a minute, she's going to bring up manures, and she's going to bring up that the soil can't grow after some time because it has been it gets desertificated because there isn't any animal input,
By over-farming plants without any animal inputs.
Yeah, I knew it. This argument is just so dumb.
It hurts the air by requiring massive amounts of machinery and transportation.
Have you ever looked at your lawn and think like, oh, if there wasn't any grazing animals on this, then everything would just desertify? No, you probably never had anything on your lawn.
To grow and transport so much plant food and fertilization. It hurts the water and other living things.
Leading cause of water pollution is animal agriculture. Sorry there.
by clogging them up with synthetic fertilizers.
Synthetic fertilizers. Okay, there are actually veganic farming, which is another type of organic use, and it is just using plant manure, and that is no problem actually.
And synthetic product wastes.
Well, again, real feces do the same thing, so I don't know why you would even put that out there.
It hurts animals by taking their land and
Oh, jeez. Yeah, why do you care about those? Like, 2% of biomass are wild animals. Humans and those we keep in captivity are 98% of the life. So you're actually causing more harm by doing animal agriculture.
food away from them so that we can produce more inferior food for us.
Oh, it creates more farmland to have animal agriculture because livestock need even way more land than humans do.
It hurts animals when they take our food crops instead out of necessity, overpopulate themselves.
No. The overpopulation problem is due to hunting practices. There are a few reasons why, and one of them is actually due to animal agriculture. They want to protect, like, say, sheep, so they hunt down predators. Another thing they do is actually, especially in the United States, they mainly target does. No, sorry. They may they mainly target stags because those are the only ones that have to give birth, and you only need one stag per let's say 30 does. So that actually increased the population. That is why sometimes there actually becomes an overpopulation.
And then die off suddenly when the food is all gone. It hurts animals when we pollute the environment to create factories to
Yeah, and the main source of pollution is animal agriculture.
make synthetic foods to replace.
Synthetic foods? What are you talking about? Like, you have to use preservatives with meat, or else you will probably get salmonella.
Animal foods. It hurts animals
To produce vitamin D3. Yes, because a lot of it is actually made out of sheep wool. So yeah, that can actually very well do. But if you created it out of, let's say, moss or different type of fungus, then you actually don't hurt anybody.
when we do not do our part in our designated niche.
Oh yeah, so we just don't go out into the wild and kill somebody. If humans were to do that with the population we do now, I think we will have like 8 months and then the wildlife will be gone.
And instead try to transcend it in some fantastical way.
And how do you suppose that people are going back to this hunting gathering population? Like, it's not going to happen unless you like start to kill off people.
And finally, it hurts most of us who have tried the lifestyle.
Does it now? Like, the biggest organization, the American Institute of Nutrition and Dietetics, disagree with you? Like, the biggest field of health personnel in the world has actually put out a peer-reviewed paper saying that a vegan lifestyle works for practically everyone in all ages and for athletes. So that is not an argument.
Most vegans quit within 5 years, not because it was too hard to commit, but because we started to have health problems
And did you go to the doctor?
directly due to the lack of animal-based nutrient sources.
Which nutrients are you talking about? Are you talking about B12? Didn't you take a B12 supplement? You are to blame. Oh, did you live far north and you didn't get enough D vitamins? You didn't take D vitamins? No, it was your fault.
And when the highest of vegan leaders mock and chastise our personal needs in
Like, multiple of these people have been vegan for way longer than 5 years, my dear.
favor of physical, mental, and emotional martyrdom,
You know why they mock you? Because you're plainly wrong.
it becomes very clear that our health, really never was the forefront of the movement.
No, it isn't. It is actually not causing the harm of other beings. That is basically it.
And that, as a vegan, you are offering your body and your children's bodies up as sacrifices to
Sacrifices. I know people that has been vegan all their lives, and their blood tests are perfect.
the vegan gods, or something
Vegan gods? You are talking about Gary Yourofsky?
much more sinister brewing in our world.
Okay, that was absolute. I don't know what to say about that. That was like the worst thing ever. But I know people that think like that are like that. And I'm actually going to have a discussion with one of them. I don't know when. It is going to happen. She didn't want a debate, although I would prefer a debate with someone like that. But yeah, I don't feel like there was so much to like come out with, because these were just like really insane opinions that are basically logical fallacies and anecdotal claims. Okay, so thank you all for looking at this insanity, and I hope to see you next time.